Wow.
Well, like if Tono and Kon were in their mix when that happened, would that count as incest? Food for thoughts. This wasn't the thing I thought this episode would be, but hot dog. This was amazing. From the episode entirely focusing on the bridesmaids and the no one worlds creatures slash cone being on a mission to collect object to help the Tegajun to help the Tegajun's main goal of marrying the Tegasword, while at the same time having the bridesmaids have really fun interactions with our team. If it's Cake and Night gaslighting Kijino and Ryugi to steal some strawberries, or Tono and Fire Kendall being spooked out by a scary mansion while Ichikawa is just there. Fuck, you know what? You know what crossover I want actually? And that is Gachard and Gozyuger. Because I just want to see Ichikawa and fucking Rine just go to a haunted mansion and just start laughing. That'll be fun. I don't know. While also having like a great, or just having like a genuinely great talk between Bouquet, which I am slowly and slowly starting to fully believe that Bouquet is Ichikawa's sister that was kidnapped, and you can kind of see them kind of like going back and forth. She had a great little conversation with Rikuo where she started off as like, oh my god, he's Rikuo and he's so amazing and he's so handsome and he's so fucking, he smells so fucking good, to when he tried to make some moves on her, she rejects him pretty much. Like, I was genuinely surprised by it, but like the idea that she wants to place boundaries is interesting. It could be somehow connected to her being kidnapped. Maybe like something happened, might be somehow related to the no one world's monster. I truly think like Rikuo could be kind of like the Kijino of Gozyuger, but we just haven't seen it yet. Maybe he's somehow responsible of kidnapping her. But that was like really interesting, and like having her kind of like collect her cool and warn him about what's going to happen is interesting. Again, like I think there is more with Bouquet and her connection to Ichikawa probably, and their connection to Rikuo's overall. I'm not sure what it is. Kind of like the theory that I put in my brain of maybe Rikuo was attached to a number one monster that kidnapped a young Bouquet, aka Ichikawa's sister, and this is how Bouquet became Bouquet, because it really helped really well with June giving us lore. So June is an AI that was created in the image of the Tegasword, which she was also given power of creation, which she created. Then she created not only the no one worlds but the number one monsters, which mimics our emotions. So that means that literally my thoughts about the number one monsters might not be them being not real, like not actual real life creatures, were correct. They're artificial beasts, kind of like the Tegajun. She did state that she had some hand in creating the bridesmaid. Again, it could be June kidnapping Cake and Night, and what was Fire Candle before, and what was a Bouquet before, and transforming them to what they are now, but also they could just be beings. But with the way that at least, I don't know, they act way too much like actual like real life beings, and have way too much thoughts and care for one another or their own goals to be like real beings that would follow mindlessly Tegajun. So I see them being beings that existed and were kidnapped to that world, which is really interesting, because we know what their end goal is. We discovered it, we got to see their end goal pretty much. What was the end goal of the creators? Like, was that the end goal of them? Or the Tegajun, just like every AI in every story, it went rogue and just went off and created a bunch of shit? I am interested what was the end goal. If this wasn't the end goal of the creators, what was the end goal? And who they are? Like, prime suspect right now, to at least to me is Ryugi's like parents. Like, yeah, we don't know what type of doctor Ryugi's dad is, but it's like he can, create shit and still be a doctor. Like, I don't know if they actually like told us that he's a medical doctor or he's like, I don't know, a physicist doctor. We don't know yet. But come on, it makes all the sense in the world, specifically with like them having the Tega Sword Village book in there. So having them be the creators of the Tegajun is really interesting. And again, this could parlay so well to what happened in the end of the episode where the Tegajun kind of won, which like I loved that literally the entire kind of like theming of the bridesmaid and the no one world is marriage, and it's the ceremony of marriage, and the Tegajun's true goal is to marry the Tegasword and kiss him, which somehow would lead to this world just restarting, and everything from before and even after their arrival just felt so big as a character that we just saw most of their head. It was pretty disappointing that the Tegajun is just a CG model and not an actual physical suit, because like if you think about it, like for fuck's sake, like it's a redesign slash retool of the Tegasword, so I don't know how much that hard it would have been to just kind of like take the Tegasword and just create a new head for it, maybe kind of like change bits of like the hands and like the back, but it's mostly just the Tegasword. So I am kind of upset that it just was a CG like fight fest, which was extremely stilted. But having like the entire like ceremony be a thing and using the foot soldier and using their bells as heads worked. Everything about this felt fucking like, oh, we are going to get something new. We are going to like pretty much shift into a slightly higher gear. Like everything about it was so cool, from the fight scene, from having Kon and Tono fight not only within the Tega June and the Tega Sword, but also having them fight on the ground, and having them to having now the same weapon, with June creating a copy of the Tega 50 sword, which it's kind of cool, which shows how much like the Tegajun's ability to mimic things just from sight and understanding of things is really cool. And having in the end of the episode the Tegajun win after a very stilted and not great CG mech fight, which I didn't like, but having it win in the end was really cool. I am confused how the fuck like everything else happened, because pretty much after they won, all of the rings, at least of our core 4 members of the Gozyugers, disappeared, in exception to Tono's, which could be related to his being kind of like the one that is correlate to the Tegasword's kind of main form. So it could be it. But I am interested in why Korn stole it, what he's going to do with it, what's his intention, which is interesting. It could be his own, it could be the Tegajun's intentions. I'm not sure what it's going to be, which odd, but having that kiss be the birth of Goodburn, which is our 6 Rangers mech, is really fucking cool, and a great way to set up not only his arrival, but also pretty much the real start of the second arc of the show, and having pretty much the big kind of preview feel like almost like a trailer for a new season was like really fucking cool and really fucking interesting. And I'm like super interested how Goju is going to be in the mix, because we finally got that fucking poster, which I'm going to talk about later. But overall, this episode was fucking great. It was a genuinely great and hot start to this new arc. Kind of, we get a semi of an interesting introduction to our new god mech, while also giving us great character interactions between our heroes and villains, while also giving us more lore about our main group of villains. This episode gets an S+. So yeah, let's talk about that poster. It's really interesting that first of all, Tono is being pushed to the back, while Goju Puller is very much up front, which people look at it as like, oh, oh, Goju Puller is going to be the leader of the team, which I don't see that. I kind of see it way more of like, hey, they're really wanting to push Goju Puller because he's the sixth and the sixths are very popular most of the time. But it is interesting the way they're kind of doing, how they kind of positioned Tono. It is like going to be interesting moving forward, like what's kind of the deal here. And yeah, like Goju Puller's suit looks fucking great, and it is interesting that both his and Tono's kind of like main like pose in the poster is mirrored literally, which it is really cool. While yeah, we did get some new like Sentai rings, which I am like really confused by. So like they're going to run another type of Sentai ring, which is just the same as the original, just in blue, which I don't know if I like. Like I really liked pretty much the original Sentai rings, but just having them be in blue is weird. The Sentai rings don't really tell us like a lot, because I think like literally last arcs didn't really give us a lot. So pretty much the main ones for this last arc of the show was like, it was Kuwagara Ojo, which we just saw for one episode. Then it was Gozyuger, which we didn't saw Universe Warrior for him. Then it was Gown Ranger, which Gaia, okay, at least he got a two-powder, and Boon Red, which we didn't saw like at all. While this one has wait, so it's Magi Red. I think it's supposed to be Shinken Red, and what the fuck? There are two that I just can't really understand what they are, but oh, I can't. It's Patron Ichigo and oh, the one on the far like right on the bottom, I have no clue. But right now it's not giving us like full on like, oh, we're going to get Universe Warrior like Patron Ichigo, Magi Red, Shinken Red, whatever the other ring is supposed to be. But it is interesting. But at least we're going to get the suits. We're going to actually see it. I don't know. So yeah, like overall, this was a like genuinely like fun episode. Really enjoyed it. This was a great start to this new second arc. I hope this arc is going to continue at the same pace as the first one. I hope that we're not going to like, I don't know, kind of simmer down. I just hope that it going to continue moving forward. Yeah, what you thought about Gozyuger episode number 15? Comment below, let me know. Thank you very much for watching this video. Please, if you liked the video, smash that like button. Also, if you haven't helped your subscribe button achieve its true goal of becoming a subscriber button, please smash that subscribe button. Don't forget, you're the only one that can prevent forest fires. Thank you very much, and have a great rest of your day. Bye bye.